Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Behind the Screen with Carolee. So today we're going to be talking about a dad influencer on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. He has a massive following on all of the social media platforms, and how he's built this following is calling himself the solo dad. He doesn't really address a wife too much. He comes across as this dad who is doing it all by himself. A lot of the times he calls himself broke. He's in over his head. He can only get so much because there's only so much time in a day. He's, doing school pickup, drop off, cleaning, cooking, doctor's appointments, and there's no wife to be seen or heard, no pictures of her. And whenever people are asking about the wife, from what I'm hearing, comments will get deleted. He doesn't really address it. So we're going to be talking about the solo dad. We're going to go into his backstory. We're going to talk about whether he actually is married or not, whether there is a wife involved in the picture or not. And we're also just going to be talking about the whole, I don't know if you call it ethical, moral, whatever you want to call it. Basically, is it okay what he's doing? And I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this, because I've seen quite the divide. We'll just call it that. Some people think it's okay, and some people are actually very upset about what he's doing because they feel like he is scamming people. So without further ado, but first, if this little scuff right here is bothering you, it's bothering me too. And I need to get a magic eraser and clean it. But we're going to power through it. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Okay, so Chris is a dad, like I said, on all the social media platforms. He has 600,000 TikTok followers, 600,000+ Instagram followers. I even believe his YouTube channel is around 600,000 or so. And on all of his platforms, he says in the bio, solo, not single. So he does kind of address it there, but I mean, there are a lot of different definitions of solo. So I'm going to read you a quick definition of what a single parent is and what a solo parent is. And I know it seems pretty obvious, but being that he is calling himself and branding himself as the solo dad, I think it's important to really break down the definition first. So with a single parent, that's someone who is raising a child or children without the presence of the other parent in the same household. However, that doesn't mean they're parenting alone. Just because the other parent doesn't live with them, they still play an active role or in the child's life. Now, it says on the other hand, a solo parent carries the responsibility of raising their child without the involvement of the parent at all. This can be due to a variety of reasons, such as death, abandonment, imprisonment, or complete disengagement from the child's life. So I thought that was kind of important to break down the two definitions, just to kind of give you this information before going into the solo dad and how he's portraying himself, at least. Okay, and so if you go onto his YouTube channel, which I was wrong, he actually has 368,000 subscribers, not 600,000 on here. But on his profile on here, and YouTube's definitely not his biggest platform, but it is big in the sense that he does pretty well with views and is definitely bringing in a good revenue. So it says, "Hi, thanks for being here. My name is Chris and I am a dad of 3. I have a son and 2 daughters who are my world. I created this channel to focus on solo parenting and inspire others to be better parents and partners. My channel is full of fun, laughter, and reminders that you are not alone. Follow if you would like to be a part of my journey through parenthood." So again, he's very much focusing on the whole solo parenting, but then he threw in a reminder that you're not alone, which kind of puts off to me oh, us parents out there who are doing it by ourselves, you're not alone because I'm going through it too. That's just my take. So he has 172 videos. Most of those are shorts, and those are shorts that he just basically brings over from TikTok and Instagram. And then he has some vlogs on here that he started doing, it looks like about 9 months ago. He does videos about taking his kids to urgent care. You can see I watched some of them just beforehand because I don't like to go into things blindly, but he does a lot where he's taking the kids to different appointments and stuff and going into health issues, which I'm not a fan of, but that's kind of besides the point, at least for today's video. Okay, so I wanted to hop over to his TikTok account because this is where I found the first video that sort of addresses a spouse, but not really. So he posted this original video and then he got a comment on it. And this is him basically replying. His voiceover is replying. Basically, the original video was him coming home from what he called, I believe, a graveyard shift. He works in the medical industry and he's actually a physician's assistant, which is important to note, and we're going to get to that in a few minutes as to why. But anyway, so he works late shifts. This is him basically coming home from work and somebody is there taking care of the kids. The comment said, "I'm hoping you're a single working parent who has sole custody. If not, leave her." So let's get into what his reply is.
I'm home from work. Let's see what the house looks like today. Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching the kids today.
So that's his mom who watched the kids.
What a house looks like when you have 3 kids, 6 and under, never-ending laundry pile of shoes. Let's see what's over here. And more dirty clothes. I just had a chance to look at the comment section, and you all are being wild. There's something we need to address. All right, I'm gonna talk while I'm getting ready for the gym. My mom is here, and thankfully she's letting me go. I haven't gone in a very long time. Now, this isn't applicable to my situation, but a lot of comments on there about the spouse or partner needing to take care of the kids, clean the house, come home, cook dinner, and all of that. And I can tell you one thing, and Joey Fu, the stay-at-home dad, he can tell you too, that it is probably way harder taking care of 3 kids and maintaining the house and cleaning and making sure everyone's surviving than it is to even go to work, to be honest. I couldn't find 2 matching socks. Bye, Mom. Thank you. Love you too. You want to come?
Great. We love to see kids crying online. But anyway, what I thought was interesting about his response to the comment was he still never said like, "Hey guys, I do have a wife. She's really busy. That's why the house looks like this." Or, "My mom just didn't have time to get to the laundry." I don't know, whatever. But he just kind of is like, "Oh, it's really hard to take care of kids and it's just as hard, if not more hard than a full-time job," which, hey, I agree. Raising kids is hard. But again, why would you not address it? I mean, this comment is kind of negative towards his wife if you don't address it and be like, "Here's the actual story, guys," but he doesn't address it. But anyway, if you go to his TikTok, and basically we can just focus on this because all the videos are the same that are on Instagram. But if you go there, I mean, it's just so much of him cleaning. One of the most pinned videos or one of the most watched videos is "You're an anxious dad giving your daughter eggs for the first time and had to go to the ER." Like I said, a lot of stuff with the health of the kids, talking about working a graveyard shift. You're a dad going all out for your daughter's school Christmas party, talking about getting off of a 13-hour shift in this one video. But yeah, I mean, you see a lot of the kids, a lot of the house, a lot of him, a lot of his life, but you do not see a wife. But if you go to his comment section on any of his videos, it's all very nice. It's usually women. And they're just always saying, "Oh, super dad, you're such a good dad. Your kids are so lucky. Oh, you're hardworking. You're this, you're that. You are the sweetest. Your kids will have amazing stories to share for their whole lives." And then there's also a lot of comments that are very like concerned and just like rooting for him. Like over here on the YouTube channel, this one says, "This solo dad and his kids need a lot of support. Try not to skip ads for the sake of these kids." I mean, he's made videos that are talking about him being really broke and having to go to thrift stores for Christmas shopping and this and that. He puts off that he's really just struggling in a lot of ways. And so people are concerned and they want to be helping him for quite a while. Up until recently, I guess he had an Amazon page where it was like an Amazon wish list and people would send him things, diapers, and I don't know what else because I didn't see it because I guess it was recently taken down. His whole thing is that he really wants to be able to quit his full-time job and be able to focus on YouTube full-time. He's talked about it before. He asked people to like support him because that's his main goal, is having YouTube be his main thing. But through all the comments of, rooting for him and being concerned, there's a ton of comments. I mean, basically whenever I was doing the research today and I would scroll, every single video had a comment of, "Where's the mom? Did the mom die? Like, is the mom in the picture? I'm curious about your backstory." He doesn't really address it though. He just ignores the comments. He'll answer other things and those ones will be sitting there. I also read, don't know if this is true or not, but I have read that he deletes a lot of comments that ask about the wife and basically admit to him having a wife. So of course I had to do a little bit of digging to see, okay, what's the deal? Does he have a wife or not? And I found this video.
I am not single. These are just my adventures as solo parenting. I've been together with my wife for over 15 years. We both work in healthcare and we alternate days. She works 12-hour shifts, I work 12-hour shifts, so we never really see each other. These videos are from those days that I have the kids the entire day, from morning time, getting ready for breakfast, getting my son off to school, to the afternoon and evening when I'm getting him ready for bed and everything. My wife doesn't really want to be on camera.
So yes, he is married. He's been married for a long time. His wife is also in the healthcare industry. She just works opposite shifts of him. And he has mentioned that she does not like being on camera, which kind of ironic. I mean, who's to say his kids someday, whenever they fully understand the whole idea of what YouTube really is and Instagram and all the other platforms that he's on, who's to say they are going to want to be on it or that they're going to want all of their content from birth till now being on YouTube. But that is definitely a topic for another video. Right now we're focusing on what the solo dad does, but I do think that was kind of interesting that the wife does not want to be on camera, but is okay with her kids being on camera. Does address it, and that video was from over a year ago. I think it was from September 2023, and I haven't really seen him address it anywhere else. It was just that one video. Now, do I think he needs to address it every single video that, guys, I'm married, my wife's at work today? No, of course not. But being that he's putting himself out there in this way, and there's so many people curious about his backstory and if he's married or not, and there's a ton of people who think that he isn't married, I think he should probably put in his bio married or something, or just make it a little bit more clear that he is in fact married. I mean, look, if you type in the solo dad on YouTube, look at what the suggestions are. Wife, backstory, story, sick, hurricane, mom, live, what happened to his wife, cleaning, hurricane, shopping, Q&A, married. So at least half of those are relating to whether or not he is married. So whenever I was looking through all the comments, it really, like I said, did seem like more people than not basically look at him as being a single dad, a dad doing it all by himself with zero support and very little financial means as well. Because whenever he gets like a sponsorship, people are like, yes, you deserve it, you know, save that money. And there's been like a lot of financial things where I think a lot of people think that he is not very well off. But anyway, the comments that I see whenever somebody finds out that he is in fact married and not a single struggling father, a lot of people say they feel betrayed because for all this time that he's been online, they thought that he was this single dad. Then to come out and find it's basically just his online personality, they kind of think it's weird. Like, why would you do that? Not to mention him acting as if they're broke. Here's the thing, I don't think they're actually broke. Look at his social media numbers, just that alone tells me he's not broke. But then to go, he's a physician's assistant. Guys, they start out at $90,000 a year right out of school. And he's not right out of school. He's in his early 30s. He's probably been a physician's assistant for 7 to 8 years or more. Not to mention his wife, I'm not sure what she does, but she's also in the medical industry. So they're making decent money just with that alone. But then whenever you go and add all the money from social media, they're not broke. I mean, I saw people being like, oh, try going to Costco. Like, you can save money that way. And he's like, oh, yes, thank you for the tip. I've had people tell me that. In comments, he does come across as being a single dad. Like somebody was saying something about, you know, you can do this for eye infections with kids or something like that. And he's, yeah, people have been telling me that. Like, I will have to try it. The way he words things, it's just, I definitely, if I didn't know, I would have thought that he was a single dad, 100%. Or even though I guess he doesn't say single, he says solo, not single. I would 100% think that something was going on, that the wife was not actively in his life. But anyway, he's not broke. He just recently bought a new house, and you can tell in the videos alone, it's not a cheap house. There's a lot of different things you can look into on top of all the money he's making online, his job. He's not broke. I would say if anything, he's probably cheap or likes to budget. He probably likes Dave Ramsey, but he's not broke. That's just his thing he's putting out there to be more relatable to the solo parents out there. So then of course it comes down to, is what he's doing wrong? Technically, no. I mean, he has addressed it in that one video. He does say in his bio, solo, not single. But if you go on the definition of solo, at least what I was seeing, his wife does not fit any of those descriptions. She just works opposite schedules of him. That's it. I mean, if you have kids and you're married, and your spouse works and you're taking the kids to the grocery store or the doctor's or a play date or dropping them off at school, do you consider yourself a solo parent just because you're the one doing it and your partner, spouse, whoever is at work? No. I don't, at least. I think my whole thing is he doesn't really address it enough. Like I said earlier, he doesn't need to address it in every single video, every single thing. He doesn't need a disclaimer, but when he's seeing more and more people asking questions and thinking the worst of what happened to his wife, the mother of his children, he needs to like make it more clear that he's perfectly fine. He's just being a parent. Bottom line, he's picking up the slack whenever his wife's at work, and whenever he's at work, his wife picks up the slack. And when they're both working, they have family who is there. Obviously, he showed in a video that his mom lives in the area and she's able to help babysit. That's way more help than what the average person even gets with their children. And they don't go around saying that they're solo parenting for the day. So I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments. I've seen other people say this. So what? Why does it matter? He's a good dad. And I guess it doesn't matter. He is a good dad. But here's the thing. What is this dad doing differently than what so many other parents do who are stay-at-home parents, or their spouse is in the hospital that day, or staying at their parents' house, or going on a girls' trip, and then the dad's at home taking care of the kids? What's this dad doing any differently to deserve brand deals, donations, views, the ability to quit his full-time job to be a YouTuber? I'm not 100% sure if he's to that point yet. I've read that he is, but I can't confirm it. But likely he's getting to that point if he has not yet. Honestly, whenever he has videos that, maybe the house is a little bit messy or his car is a little bit messy, it's all like, you go, dad, you're doing it, you're doing it. Whereas I feel like whenever I've seen different videos where there's a mom on Instagram and she's not even really cleaning out her car, she's just talking and the car is a little bit messier, the house is messy, she's getting comments like, why is your house so messy? You should be ashamed, this, and that. Whereas this dad is getting so many positive comments back, again, for doing the same thing that so many other parents do. I'm not saying he shouldn't get positive comments, but where's the difference there? I don't understand why he's getting all of this whenever there's a lot of other parents in the same boat. If anything, he has more of a leg up because he works full-time, his wife works full-time, he lives in a beautiful home, he has family around to help. Not to mention, I know I said this wasn't the point of the video, but he very well might be the best dad in the world, but at the end of the day, he is using his kids for content. I also think that a lot of the comments, like I said, are from women, and they're saying like, we need more dads like you in the world, we need more men out there like you. I feel like a lot of these women like to watch him because they think, maybe they wish that their spouse was more like that, doing all the cleaning, all the cooking, all of this, all of that, doing all of the house chores basically that they wish that their husband would do more of. When again, in reality, I'm sure the wife is doing plenty of this stuff too. She just doesn't like being filmed, and she is at work the days that he's filming. Here's the thing. I'd have no problem if he was just more clear about his reality. If he was like, guys, here's how me and my wife do it as a family of 5 who works in healthcare. We have really busy schedules, but here's how we keep our kids busy and have fulfilling lives and keep the house clean and still get good meals on the table. I want to be able to help people out who are in the same situation where maybe you guys have completely opposite shifts. Here are some tips on how we make it work. Just so you know, guys, my wife doesn't like to be in videos, but she is here, and I'd have no problem with that. And please keep your kids out of the videos. If they're in the background or maybe even blurred out, okay, but like, don't make them the topic of the videos. Don't show their healthcare stuff. Don't do any of that kind of thing. But if he did that, he did those kind of videos, I wouldn't be covering him right now. So that's my take. But anyway, guys, what do you think of this? Did you already know that he was married? Do you think what he's doing is wrong? I'm curious to know what you think. Like I said, when I read comments, it's kind of 50-50. People are either completely like shocked and feel a little bit betrayed, I guess. And then there's a lot of people that say he is, in fact, a solo parent because he's doing all the parenting while the mom's at work. But what do you think? Are you kind of like, that's not really a solo parent, that's just parenting, period? It's almost like whenever a mom is at home doing something and the dad's out with the kids grocery shopping and someone says, oh, are you babysitting the kids today? And it's like, no, he's just being a dad. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Thanks again for being here and for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave me a suggestion on who I should talk about next, and I'll see you guys next time.